Yeah, should be a lot of
game.
fun. Should be a great game. Texas Tech, they're legit, man. They're a good team.
Oh, yeah.
But the Ducks have got experience on their side, so hopefully the Ducks will prevail. Hopefully our cold weather will not prevail much longer, and it won't. But interesting things are afoot as we go into the new year. And then I'll start with this. It's a time lapse from our sky cam of the Dalles looking west at Mount Hood. It's on the Oregon Veterans Home. And you can see the low clouds here. They weren't all that extensive, but they were there, and the top of the low clouds basically defines the top of the inversion. The cold air trapped down low, and then it gets warmer above, and it's a very stable pattern. The atmosphere doesn't like to change, and once the sun goes down, you can see it very well. So a couple things going on with that. First of all, it's helping to fuel the east winds that have been very strong and are still blowing. These are the current winds, sustained at 23 at Troutdale, 13 out of the Portland airport. They're calm as you get away from the gorge now. This is becoming increasingly limited to areas around the gorge. There's east winds in other parts of the state, south winds over in Ladd Canyon near LeGrand. So that's one thing, and those winds have been strong. The gusts we had today, 65 miles an hour at Corbett, 47 miles an hour at the east side of Troutdale. West Hills, they've backed off to about 22 miles an hour, and the winds will continue to back up. And notice that bullseye stays there into Thursday, but it becomes increasingly confined to just the west side of the gorge. Has an impact on our temperatures, too. We made it up to 50 in Vancouver, Hillsborough, Scappoose, and McMinnville, 49 in Portland. But notice the cool air pooled over here. Now, it is above freezing. It did get above freezing, which is key, and I'll explain why in just a minute. Near 60 on the other hand down on the southern Oregon coast. In the immediate future, sunrise 7:51, our latest of the year, and that continues for about another week or so. Frost in the morning and then becoming sunny, 33 in Portland, but as I showed you earlier, some parts of the Willamette Valley are already in the 20s with the clear sky, high pressure controlling our weather. We look farther south, though, and there is a lot of moisture coming up here from the south. Southern California already getting rain. They're going to get more, and eventually this rain pushes north into Oregon. But it's a very weak system, and it'll override that cold air that is in place. Notice that the east wind never leaves, so when the rain does arrive, and here are the showers coming our way on Thursday, see these colors here? That's freezing rain, because that rain has a chance to fall into below freezing air and freeze on contact. Now, not really a concern west of the Cascades, but in parts of the gorge and the Columbia Basin, it is a concern briefly as we go into Thursday night. So our ice accumulation forecast, haven't had to use this since last year, but check this out. It's throwing about 1/4 inch of ice in the upper Hood River Valley at Parkdale, and then Pendleton also picking up nearly 2/10 of an inch of ice, according to this forecast. It won't last long, but we'll keep an eye on that because that could be a travel problem for people on New Year's Day. Then we get some showers over the weekend, and then it looks like later next week a colder system may bring us a better threat of getting some decent snow up in the Cascades, and just snow, no freezing rain. 40 right now, freezing level incredibly high, and that leads to that freezing rain concern that I just described. Sunshine, morning frost, and then not as windy tomorrow. East winds continue, but not as strong. Get up to about 50 tomorrow. 47 on Thursday, but look, the morning low, 35, and then beginning on Friday, the lows are in the 40s and highs are in the 50s. So pretty good forecast to finish off 2025 and begin 2026. And the good news is no rain on New Year's Eve.
Love the good news. Thanks, Matt.
You bet.
Still to come.